isn't that beautiful? Len puts it on. Stella says, he's playing that thing again. Now he's playing it for her. Len Tapas was talking to us about his wife, Stella, whom he accompanied to Dignitas in 2019. She had an amazing last day. And obviously it brings up this issue of whether we should have a Dignitas in the UK. Donella Tricky is in Brighton. Donella, I bet that struck a chord with you.
Oh, absolutely. It brought everything back, and nearly everything that Len said just now was exactly what happened with my mum.
And what was her medical issue?
Mum had dystonia, which she'd had for about 10 years, and it was getting worse and worse. It's a neurological condition, and she just lived on a cocktail of drugs. It was just awful. She had no quality of life whatsoever, although what she had wasn't terminal.
Okay, no, I've not really heard of dystonia. That's terrible. It sounds like motor neuron disease or something like that.
It's a neurological condition where basically things start to misfire in the brain, so her whole body started to contort to the left side. So she couldn't walk in a straight line. Her esophagus was starting to twist, so it was becoming difficult to talk. And she had a head-to-toe body shape all the time. It just didn't stop. It was exhausting for her, and it was incredibly painful. She used to have Botox injections in her shoulders and into her neck, and she just lived on lots of morphine, sleeping pills, diazepam, and that was it.
Wow. So she went to Switzerland. I'm assuming you went with her to Dignitas, did you?
I did. I went with my siblings, and we all went with her, yeah.
And how was it?
It's a surreal experience, that's all I can say. There's 5 of you flying out, but there's only 4 of you coming home. And, we spent 3 days with her. It was traumatic, it was emotional, it was everything. It wasn't calm, it was emotional. It wasn't calm until we got to the Dignitas apartment on the last day, where she would take the medication.
And I didn't ask Len whether he flew Stella's body back, and it sounds from what you're saying that you didn't.
No, Mum opted for the full package, as they call it. She paid £10,000 to be cremated there, and then to be FedExed back to me about a week later.
So her ashes were FedExed back?
Yeah, and that was awful. It was awful. The worst part of the whole thing was, after Mum had passed away, was walking away from that apartment and leaving her and having to get on an aeroplane and come home, knowing that I'd left her there and I'd never be able to see her again. I think the thing with passing away, the usual thing is somebody passes away, you have an opportunity to go and see them again if you want to. You don't get that in this situation. You're literally walking away and that's it.
Yeah, I can imagine. And there's something about, if you lose a loved one, the fact that their body is still there for a while and you can go back to them is a comfort.
If I could change one thing, it would be, I wish I'd stayed with her throughout the whole process and flown home with her ashes myself.
I understand. Thank you very much. There is a legal, political issue to this, isn't there, of course, about whether politicians will change the law. It's a very, very, very tense area of debate. Mark in